it's Jess here with your September 2020 reading. I just started with this book because I get a lot of questions about it. It's just a book of quotes, and I'll put the link in the description box if you are one of the people who are wondering about it. Otherwise, let us read our 2 quotes. All right. Don't pay too much attention or take your emotions too seriously. What you feel is not who you are. Ariel Grunwald. And the second one is, to be loved means to be recognized as existing. Thich Nhat Hanh. So I will start pulling for your reading. Gemini. So, you guys are having some anxiety. I think everybody's having some anxiety this month. I saved all of my cards in between readings, and we keep getting a lot of similar energy. Mercury is definitely like front and center in September. There's a lot of planning. You're breaking things down with your mind. True to Gemini fashion, Geminis can be known to be a little bit anxious. So I do feel like you guys are in that state of things. And you're actually, I feel like you guys maybe, hold on. The Eight of Cups is an interesting position to have, or an interesting card to have in the position of what you're leaving behind, because this can be a return, but this talks about moving away from water energy into air energy. The reason that Gemini gets such a rap for being kind of anxious, I say this as a Gemini in Western, by the way, kind of anxious, is because it's all about being high-minded. It's the birth of the intelligent mind with Mercury, and it works towards the high mind in Jupiter, which is born at the end of Gemini in the final nakshatra in Gemini, which is Purna. So what is recommended for that is to balance out the air energy with the water energy. That is like how you kind of keep the balance. And that's ultimately a big lesson for Geminis, is that you can't ever get to that high-mindedness just through the air element alone, and that it actually needs the water element. Thus, Gemini progresses into Cancer. So why am I saying all this to you? I can see that you guys are in your head a lot this month through September. There's a lot of anxiety. You have a lot going on. Feels like you're wearing a lot of different hats, and there's almost 2 different voices inside of your head. Oh, look, I didn't pull. Oh my gosh, birth of the high mind in Jupiter. Because this is the Sagittarius card, right? This is your counterpart energy, and it's so beautiful that Sagittarius, that's ruled by Jupiter, Sagittarius, that is the higher mind, is actually birthed at the end of Gemini. That's the energy that you're moving towards. There's like the duality is front and center in the month of September. Gemini, you guys are definitely having that twinning kind of conversation going on in your minds. You guys are trying to, I feel like, have some kind of a return from something. And maybe you're returning back into like this really brainy kind of duality sort of energy. So you guys are desperately like trying to find, I don't know why I said that. I wasn't even planning on saying the word desperately. So maybe that's important, but you guys are trying to strategize. The King of Wands has also come out in a lot of these readings. Everybody is trying to kind of see their way through and plan their way through. And you are no different this month, Gemini. You are trying to navigate this as well. This is, it's a game. It's a mind. It's in your mind, definitely, this month. Now, maybe you feel like there's people around you that you can't trust with the 7 of Swords. You are trying to make a lot of moves in private, and that it could be because you're having this anxious sort of an energy. You guys are not feeling free. You're not feeling fun and fancy free. Gemini is the child of the zodiac. One second, my air purifier is going off. First of all, I believe in syncretism, and syncretism is just paying attention to a lot of the stuff that's going on around you whenever you're doing any given thing. And given that I'm a Gemini, like I just had to get up to take care of something. So I just feel that that's something that could be happening, where it's like you just feel like there's always something to do. You try to sit down, you try to get something done, but then something kind of pops off. And Gemini, like I was saying, it's that child energy of the zodiac. And the communicator, the fun little busy bee. So there's a conversation between like your responsibilities and your lightheartedness. Maybe you haven't felt like you'd like to return to having more lighthearted energy. You want to live a more balanced life, and you're really set out to figure out how to do that this month. You're aware of the anxiety, Gemini. Let me talk about this child eternal card, and then we'll get to the happy surprise in this reading. So, the light attribute is determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit, and the ability to see things with fresh eyes. The shadow attribute is the inability to grow up and be responsible, extreme dependency on others for physical security. Maybe your physical security is front and center here. Some of you guys, the King of Wands is oftentimes an entrepreneur. So we have had a lot of entrepreneur energy come up in our readings. So a lot of you guys, maybe you are new entrepreneurs or you're planning to be entrepreneurs, but it's been really difficult to kind of balance everything and plan your way forward. So I feel like it's just kind of starting to wear on you. Maybe you guys aren't sleeping very well. You have some insomnia. You have all these plans. Maybe you guys have like a bunch of notepads and you're writing all your plans down and you're waiting for this new day. This new day is coming though, Gemini. And you're not in, too bad of spirits, because this is you down here, the Page of Wands. You are excited. You do to some extent have a lot of energy. You're trying to, I feel like you guys are trying to make progress, and there is something about this that you love and is very playful and very happy and very, exciting, especially with the child eternal here. So there's just the twin aspect is going on this month for you guys, where it's like you are determined to remain young and happy and childlike, especially with the Mercury here. Be very curious. But at the same time, you're trying to funnel all of that knowledge that you have collected, by being that little fairy that flits around to different topics and who has tried to learn so many things. You're trying to funnel all of that into a goal in some way, possibly into a business. And, yeah, you possibly feel like there are people around you that maybe you can't trust with the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is very sneaky energy. And also maybe you're doing something interesting and unique. But with the Nine of Pentacles being in like what you might not be aware of, we have two nines that are definitely weighing heavily on your month. The Nine of Swords is what you're aware of. You're aware of the anxiety. You're aware of the sleepless nights. You're aware of wanting there to be some kind of a new day. I feel like you guys are just kind of running yourself frantic. You're running yourself ragged. Geminis can do that. That's what that frantic energy is. You're constantly, you move so fast and you get a lot done, But what you could be less aware of is the Nine of Pentacles. And this is that pre-Empress card. It's like financial stability. Maybe you will have time to relax, to sit down. Maybe you're going to be doing a lot of reading, eating a lot of good food. But this is a really good energy. This is kind of the energy of like luxury and, but it's still quite independent. So I feel like, this anxiety kind of an energy, you are going to figure it out, because what you're moving towards and what you're embracing towards the end of the month especially is the Temperance card. Something maybe like you kind of hit a wall and because Temperance comes after Death. Death is Scorpio. We have Mercury up here, so that's the energy of Jesha. Maybe you guys have felt let down by people around you and you've been kind of in this independent energy. I'm going to clarify a lot of this stuff and we'll get hopefully more information. But towards the end of the month, you are finding your balance. You're finding like that birth of the high mind. I feel like there's a big expansion coming for you guys. Check your Jupiter, because September 13th, I want to say, there's some kind of Jupiterian energy where like Jupiter goes direct, and I want to say that it's let me not say anyways, like there is Jupiterian energy happening in the middle of September that causes some kind of expansion or growth. So some of you guys could be experiencing some kind of expansion or growth, but it's going to take you firming up on your boundaries here. That like you're going in too many directions. Maybe a lot of people want your attention right now. You're getting a lot of communication, and you are there's some need for you to like I don't, inability to grow up and be responsible. I think that you are trying to be responsible. I feel like it's just like some kind of system, some kind of like holding yourself accountable. And actually with this integrity here, I don't really get it in the moralistic sense of integrity. I'm getting like a boat has integrity and it's sea safe because like the materials it's made of have integrity and make it strong. So I'm feeling like you need to like shore up your boundaries and make sure your vessel has integrity. I think you're going to get a chance to do that this month with the Nine of Pentacles, Gemini. And also, there's something maybe with this King of Wands, like maybe there is a second chance and learning how to trust, and it's like trusting in your own boundaries. There's a phrase that's like the capacity to love is really the capacity to trust yourself. The capacity to like, be observant with the Mercury card, to be able to, change course whenever you need to, and just trusting yourself to be able to handle it. So all of this is kind of related. I feel like you guys are learning how to trust yourself and trusting yourself to hold your boundaries. And the more you build that relationship, actually the easier it's going to be for you to like manage both aspects of your personality. Do you know what I mean? Parent to your child. Like I'm kind of seeing that dynamic going on. Like there is a part of you that is like a parent to your own child. And it's almost like maybe you want to sit down and like give yourself a schedule time to be a child, like add that to your planner, add that to your schedule, and prioritize that, make that a priority for yourself. Yeah, you guys are like, you're showing up in really fun energy, like through all of this, you're managing, I think, pretty well, at least externally. But there is some energy that you're trying to clear out. And I just feel like it's this frantic energy. But I'll say this, Gemini, I feel like you guys are aware of it. You're super aware of it. You are in your element this month. We have Mercury here. You're in your element. So this is what I mean. Like Mercury to me is kind of the energy of awareness. It is a very observant energy. You guys could be communicating in a way that is, and I'm just noticing the stark difference here. Like we have the King and the Page. This is kind of the energy that I'm getting. This is almost like the energy of your twins. They're both in fire mode. Like you guys are setting after a goal for sure. And there's a part of you that like is the entrepreneur that like makes the calls and makes the decisions. And then there's the other part of you that's the Page of Wands, that's super happy, that flits around, that likes to sage things kind of out. And both of these energies are actually really, really beneficial and can work together in order to make your goals happen. But I feel like you guys are undergoing maybe some of you guys are doing a cleanse. Pay attention to what you're eating with that anxiety energy. I don't know why I just heard that because, the way that you guys are feeling is the Ten of Swords. So it's like you're showing up as this little page. You're willing to do the work. You're trying to follow wherever it is that you're supposed to go. And maybe some of you guys, like you've taken some kind of risk in order to expand. And it is a little out of your comfort zone and you spread yourselves a little too thin. And so you guys are feeling a little bit exhausted. I feel like you are actually feeling a little bit exhausted here with the Ten of Swords. Some of you guys could be having back pain, feeling a little bit betrayed, because we also have second chance and trust here. And then with the Seven of Swords, some of you guys could have undergone a betrayal. And I feel like this is kind of going around because it came out actually for Aries and Taurus too in its own way. This energy of betrayal, and Mercury can be a really interesting energy. I actually think it's more benign in Gemini, ruling the Rashi, the sign. I actually think, let me not say that, but Mercury rules the nakshatras at the end of the water signs. And that can be known at Mercury, like whether or not it's whatever sign, like in Gemini, Mercury's not even born yet. Mercury gets born in Cancer, the sign after us. So that's why Gemini is so childlike, is because a lot of times we can, if we're fooling somebody, we're most likely fooling ourselves as well, depending on what other energies are there. But so maybe you guys fooled yourself. There's self-trust is a big issue for you guys this month, because it's almost like whatever, like betrayal, you were so busy, you didn't firm up your boundaries, your ship didn't have like the integrity, and so you feel like you let yourself down in a way because there was some kind of unfavorable circumstance that came about with this King of Wands. So this could be a fire sign, or this could be someone with a fire ruled nakshatra. So this is, the signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, and then the nakshatras would be the sun-ruled nakshatras or the Mars-ruled nakshatras. Both of those are in earth signs at the beginnings and ends. So fire into earth, earth into air. Yeah. you guys are learning to trust yourself. This feels bad. This feels, like kind of a painful lesson, but it's more in the realm of anxiety, background anxiety. I feel like there's this frantic energy you're kind of moving around. And you just like, there's a part of you that just is yearning to clear out that energy and to get back in touch with this childlike nature, because that's when you seem to be at your best. So you're hopeful that you can move forward with the Knight of Wands. You have a lot of goals. Gemini, you have a lot of goals and you're trying to move towards them, but it's telling you to pause, to shore up your boundaries. You're going to have to learn how to say no. You have to say no to certain things and to certain people. Honestly, what I'm getting as well is like to work alone for a while. Like just work alone because you trust yourself. This is building self-trust. So isolate yourself. Again, like shore up those boundaries. I feel like people are pulling on your energy, Gemini. Everybody kind of needs something from you at this time, with the Eight of Pentacles being the suggested energy, like for the highest vibrational outcome to occur. This just talks about working really hard, kind of putting your nose to the grindstone, working in isolation. If you need to, shut the world out. If you need to shut the world out and laugh, like, I don't know. Also cooking. I don't know why, but diet keeps coming up. Cooking. Finding time to like cook a meal might actually put your, some of you have like a Venus and Taurus, and that might actually calm your nerves. And then with the Five of Wands, okay, yeah, I'm just feeling like you guys are being pulled in a million different directions. And it's just trying to get you into this magician energy here, where you're manifesting your head and this is, to me, speaking about unification, this is also your card. This is the card of Mercury. We have Mercury here twice. So this is just about getting everything on the same page, the head, the hand, and the heart, where everything, it's like a bag of cats right now. Like it's a bag of wet, wild mongoose that you found under a log somewhere and drug into your living room as pets, and now they're running around your mind, and the pots are boiling over. A lot of people need a lot of things from you. So I feel like the best thing for you guys to do is just to like get in touch with your childlike energy, make those connections. Possibly some of you guys have a mentor, or there's a person in your life who can help mentor you through this moment, but there's some things you got to say no to. I'm really getting the energy of like learning how to say no, with the Death card here and then the Devil, because some of you guys just might be perpetual people pleasers. That can be a Gemini thing. Gemini is a very group-oriented sign. But yeah, just like stepping into your own power, making your own decisions with the Magician here. I'm getting like, this is Mars. This is like that self, definitely meditate, like really harnessing your energy, building up your own self from the inside out. Like September should be like living from the inside out. And that's the way you're going to get the best energy for yourself right here. And I'm noticing 1, and then that becomes the 1 and the 4th. 4 is the number of the Emperor in the tarot. So I just feel like by getting clear on your doing, right? Mars, action, getting clear on your actions, have like an action list, use your planner, dust that thing off, and really make a plan for yourself. And again, I feel like this is a matter of like prioritizing things. And I feel like some of you guys might have to let people down, and maybe you're uncomfortable with that, but, it's actually going to get you to the best place, because like I said, you're building trust in yourself. You're also, here's the thing, if you say like you can do all these things, like with the Five of Wands, oh, I can do all of it, and then it's really weighing on you, and maybe you don't do everything as well as you had been doing it, or that kind of a thing. It's like, it's almost, in my opinion, and feel free to just sweep this under the rug, but people actually like it more. I like it more. Let me speak for myself. If someone just says what they can't do, no, I can't, I don't have time for that. And remember, you don't have to explain yourself to people. You can just hold a boundary. You can just say, that just doesn't fit into my schedule. I don't have the time for that. You don't owe people an explanation. You are the Emperor. You are the magician of your own life. You're a person, and you don't have to have dealings with people who don't view you as a person. You're not some kind of like, you don't, nobody has infinite resources to give. So, I just feel like getting real about what it is that you can actually give away is going to help you guys manage this through this month. Let's start to, clarify some of this stuff. Why is the 7 of Swords here, Spirit? What is the 7 of Swords here? wow. King of Wands, Queen of Wands. I just feel like you guys are stepping into your power. Okay, this to me says you're owning your self-expression, but you're owning your freak flag in some kind of way with the Queen of Wands. Oh yeah, and it's like you might have to do things that seem weird to other people. This is why, and maybe this isn't right now, maybe this is later on down the road. You might have a very interesting and unique life mission, which that's probably why you came into this life as a Gemini, because Geminis are weird. And we are. So, yeah, it's just getting you comfortable standing in your power in some way. You have to shore up your boundaries for whatever your life goal, your life mission is here, Gemini. This is almost like a test run, I feel like. Yeah, you guys are feeling super burdened and weighed down. And especially like in your mental space. Because you have so much that you want to do and not enough time to do it, really. Why is this 9 of Swords here? You guys, okay, you're so burdened this month, Gemini, and it's going to be okay. You actually can get through this. This is, this is just showing you, it's shining the light on where you need to shore up your integrity of your vessel, right? With your boundaries. You guys are worried about being left out in the cold. You guys are worried about, maybe some of you guys are worried about money, or just being seen as a weirdo. Some of you guys are just worried about being seen as a weirdo. And, that like kind of brings up that group thing. And again, Geminis are very group oriented. So you guys, some of you are returning to your emotions. Okay, that's what it is. I don't know why I'm hearing Return of the Mac in my head right now, but I am hearing that. So if that means something to you, Return of the Mac. So 8 of Cups. Yeah, I'm just getting that you guys are actually returning to like your emotions. You're starting to pay more attention to your emotions because your emotions, I'm getting a choppy lake or a choppy sea, where like the air energy is like really not doing your emotions very, very well. So yeah. Yeah, you guys are in your feels a little bit. Why do we have the Eternal Child here? Wow. You guys have so much you want to do. You're endlessly curious. And that's I feel like, yeah, but it's like with the Strength card at the bottom of the deck. I feel like if you try to grab too many things, remember I was talking about the synchronicity? If you try to grab too many things, it all falls out of your hands. So you're realizing that this very human part of you, this is higher, lower nature as well. There's this duality that's really, really present. It's like you might be super aware of your duality this month, Gemini. And like your mind, I feel like led you to a place where your emotions were like, what are we doing? Like, but this Strength card is all about this human part of us holding back our lower animal kind of nature. So there's some part of you, this fire energy needs to be managed, Gemini. Like your goals, you have so many of them, but it just needs to be managed. You're going to get there, but you can't do everything all at once. Basically, like that's what this reading comes down to. So let's see what Pentacles doing here. Oh. Interesting. These are almost opposite energies to me. But I guess why wouldn't that happen in this reading that's all about duality? Because I'm noticing the Magician here at the top. You guys have a lot of dreams. You're working to make your dreams a reality, but just one thing at a time. She's got all of her, maybe make a business plan, but she's got all of her little things out. She's only got one in her hand, Yeah, just decide like what things you want to work on. Basically, that's what's coming out here. So, it's 9 of Pentacles. I feel like the people who are for you are going to be for you. Do you know what I mean? That might be something that you guys, okay, because Gemini is the sign of the jester, and like even like the masks, the Gemini masks, like that's the sign of the theater, you know? You don't have to put on a song and dance for everybody. What you don't kind of see coming this Nine of Pentacles is like you actually have, first of all, I think you guys, some of you have more financial stability than you realize, and you actually can, life can make a compromise with you here. Life can give you, like, you've been running yourself ragged, and it's actually, you can pull back. You can pull back. Life's actually trying to give you something through this experience. And it could be just like a nice little time off here. There's also a different way for you to do something. And I feel like when you sink into, like, when you move away from trying to do everything and you just relax, you're going to see like this cup that life's offering. Like I'm seeing this is like this kind of frantic energy, and you're closing down and you don't really know kind of what's what, which cup to grab, and you're going to see like that there's kind of another way here. But it's something about breaking with tradition. Why is second chance here? King of Cups. Maybe this King of Cups person, you want to give this King of Cups person a second chance. Somebody you have a lot of emotion for, but somebody who's a little bit withdrawn, somebody who's very creative, possibly very spiritual, very there might be a lot of money to be made, like with this person. I don't really know, but maybe you guys are on different pages. Maybe the timing is just not right. Okay, like you guys have been working really, really hard. I feel like you guys are hitting a wall. For some of you, it's with your health. You're just feeling exhausted, like you can't really go on anymore, and you have to pull back, and you have to like, there's something about like you're gonna get more than you realize if you just pull back and be a little bit more protective of your energy. Like that's gonna work out for you the best way that it possibly can. Don't go away, because I'm gonna pull cards for your nakshatras really quick. Yeah, we'll use this one. So we'll pull, there are 3 nakshatras in Gemini: Mrigashira, Ardra, and Purna. So let me just pull, and we'll see how this energy will show up differently for each one of those. Oh, wow. So for Mrigashira on the Gemini side, this might show up in some kind of love relationship, some kind of love partnership. I'm just getting this energy of duality here. This Fool, this guy is supposed to represent the Fool. She's supposed to represent the strength. So this is like Leo, Aquarius kind of an energy. So some of you guys, like for Mrigashira, this is like the beginning of Gemini. This is like you might be out in front of a crowd, and again, like people, there's a lot of communication, people need a lot of things from you, but you have to learn how to balance like this Fool energy and this like Leo energy. So where you're just, you know, kind of one of the group and one of the crowd, and where it is that you are more of this Leo leader, and you actually have to hold yourself back and manage your energy a little bit more, because, and there is success that's trying to come through this. This is, I feel like, a really good lesson for you in order to bring whatever it is you need to into the world. So Ardra, we have the 4 of Wands. This could be happening in a home environment. This could be happening in like some kind of group that you are a part of that's very well established, that actually, like, this could be happening in a childhood home. There's a lot of good feelings like wherever this is happening, and I'm getting that it's happening more in like meat space here. But definitely group energy is coming through for both Mrigashira and Ardra. And it's like your own willpower, something to do with your own willpower and your own like solar chakra. I'm just getting like it has to do with a very stable structure or a home. And then Purna, you guys are trying to make a decision, possibly with relationships, whether or not you should stay, you should go. This could be a business decision, something that you've been working really hard on, and you're trying to make it possibly grow. You're trying to make a decision on what to do with it, and whether or not you're going to keep investing. But I'm just seeing, like, if you pull back, you're going to have more energy and more clarity for all of these piles. But I just see that once you guys, there's like, what are you going to keep that's tradition, and what are you going to embrace? This Fool energy keeps coming out as one side of it, right? Like the Fool. Yeah, tradition. Some of you guys are dealing with a Taurus or an Aries or an Aquarius as well. Or you have those energies in your chart too. Because there's some things that you are doing that are new and innovative, and then there's other things that you're doing that need more of a structure to it in order for you to grow. But I see, like, you guys are growing. You are expanding. There's just kind of, I feel like you guys are self-sabotaging, and this is part of like your karma. This is part of like what you've come to work out in the world, and you're developing some kind of wisdom through pulling back your energy and like piecing things apart, really pulling back, taking care of yourself, taking care of your emotions. Your emotions might be front and center this month, Gemini, and you're just learning how to kind of, maybe you're pulling back on your public presence a little bit if you guys have a public presence, or you're keeping a little bit more to yourself in order to return to yourself, so that you can really lay this foundation down. You're having to cut out things like the extra noise. You're just trimming around the extra noise, so that you actually, some of you guys need to, like, you're making a business plan. You're prioritizing all of the things that you want to do, so that you're understanding the lay of the land, so that when you move forward, you're not moving forward in any kind of frantic energy. You're not perpetuating anything that's like, you're not having to sneak around. You're not worrying about what people could be thinking or trying to take from you. And that way you're able to give in that dual way that you do, but like from a better place, because this is just addressing your anxiety. Some of you, this has to do with a business, but just getting, this is like a deep dive into your own, I would say, psyche, but it's more emotional. And you can use that mental energy, Gemini, that you have that's very observant, and you can use that air, that sword, to cut things out, so that you can have some kind of a boundary. Second chance. Maybe you guys are like doing a relaunch, or you guys are like trying something different. You're starting over. What's this second chance about? I know we got the King of Cups the first time. Some of you, this is like some kind of creative business. The Sun. This could have to do with career. I felt like it did. But it also could have to do with, you guys are pulling something in that's better this second time around. The second time is going to be better than the first time, is that what I feel like. The second, like, you're learning, you're coming from this place of experience, but you might have to hit this place of burnout first. It's just a matter of learning and learning with your eyes wide open, allowing things to come to the surface and be clarified. And again, protecting this inner child energy keeps coming out. Listening to the voice of your inner child, as well as the voice of like that stern father figure. Learning to find a balance between the two. You have to have a balance, Gemini. Like, that's, I feel like one of your twins is feeling out of balance, and it's the more emotional one. So it's like learning this with eyes wide open with the Mercury energy here, and so that you can do it better. And address certain issues. And it's telling you to pull in. It's telling you to like definitely pull in during the month of September. And it's also, don't forget to check your Jupiter sign. I want to say it's like September 13th. Some of you guys are due for some kind of an expansion. It might surprise you, because it might come from this like energy of really pulling back, where all of a sudden you have this expansion. So that is what I have for you guys, Gemini. All the best to you in September. I will be thinking of you. Take a nap. I'm going to go take a nap right now. Bye, guys.